What's good, YouTube? Akil here, back with another video, and today I'm going to take you guys to Ross and to Burlington with me, but I'm also going to switch things up and take you guys to the gym with me as well. I know I've been tinkering with the idea of adding more fitness content to this channel, but I just kept putting it off. But now that I'm trying to just switch up the channel a little more and just make things more interesting for you guys and for myself as well, I'll take you guys along. And I tell you guys all the time, I go to the gym at least 5 to 6 days a week, so I think this will be dope to just kind of give you guys just a little insight more into my life. But without further ado, if you guys are interested in these type of videos, hit that like button, drop a comment, let me know if you guys want more fitness material in these videos. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, y'all, so we are in Ross, and the first thing I came across was this pair of Air Max 200s in this South Beach colorway. Really dope in my opinion, but Air Max 200s aren't really selling that well online. They were kind of flooded in the outlets, so a ton of people was getting them for really cheap. So anytime I find them in Ross, I usually always put them back. Next up was a pair, I think these were baseball cleats or like turf baseball cleats, not really sure what they were. I checked the comps on those as well, and they were just asking way too much money for those. I think they were like 65 bucks, and after checking the comps, it definitely wasn't worth it. Drop a comment if you guys remember the name of those, but for me, I just had to pass on them. Next was another pair of sneakers that I had to pass on, unfortunately. These had, I forgot the collaboration. These were like DSMX. I've been seeing these in Ross pretty often as well, but the comps were pretty weak, so of course I had to put those back. Next up was a pair of UGG boots, and as you guys know, I used to sell a ton of UGGs when I lived in California near Ventura, where they had that Decker's UGG outlet, and I would usually come across those in much better condition than these. Those were pretty scratched up, pretty beat up, so I had to pass. Now this was really dope. I was kind of surprised that I came across this. This was a pair of Nike Shox in this Toronto Raptors colorway, and I've been seeing a ton of Nike Shox, mainly the black and blue colorway, but it was kind of refreshing to come across a different colorway. Those were a size 11.5, by the way. Next up was this pair of Vans, another shoe that I don't always pick up, mainly because Vans themselves are a pretty affordable shoe. So in terms of resale, unless you can get them really cheaply, it doesn't make much sense to try to flip them from Ross, but still a dope shoe in my opinion. Next up was this pair of, I think these were the Bowfins, Bowfin 270, something like that. The colorway on this was crazy. Definitely grabbed my attention immediately. Checked the comps. I seen they were selling for like about 100. Some people had them listed for a little more, but no actual sales, and they were asking for like 70 bucks, so just a little too much for me. Here was a pair of Air Force Ones, and Air Force Ones in Ross, I've been coming across a ton of B grades lately, so drop a comment if you guys have been coming across a bunch of B grades as well. This one I don't think was a B grade. I think the price on this one was kind of high though, so I'm gonna have to check the comps on those just to make sure that they're worth picking up. Next up was another pair of 270 Reacts, really dope colorway, kind of like an Olympic style colorway. I seen a couple of these in the store for 70 bucks, so just that was a little too much money for me. I was seeing those in the outlets for way cheaper. Some as low as like 40 bucks in the outlets, so Ross, I think they're just trying to price their stuff a little higher to kind of make back some money from when the stores were closed, but it is what it is. Same thing with these Air Max. This was the first time I came across this one as well. I actually passed on this, so drop a comment if you guys have been selling those, if they've been selling well. I've been back to Ross since I recorded this video, and those were gone immediately, so I may have dropped the ball on that, but drop a comment, let me know you guys' thoughts. Next was a pair of Air Max 200s. No, these were the 2090s. Really dope colorway in my opinion. These were actually in the women's section. No, I'm tripping. These were in the men's section, but these were actually a women's shoe. So really dope shoe. Had to check it out. I even tried them on in store because I know I like them for myself. Next was this pair of Air Force Ones in the kids section. These were really rough. These had to be a return, or several people in the store probably tried these on. They were a size 5.5 in youth sizes, but like I said, really rough, tons of stains. I didn't even check the comps on those because they had so much wear and tear on there. Let me know if you guys would have picked those up and cleaned them up, but for me, I just figured it would be too much work. Here's a pair of Air Max 95s, that really black ink. It's almost like a Sharpie color that they use, a Sharpie pen that they used for those. Anytime I come across sneakers that have that Sharpie marker, I usually pass on them because it'll almost be impossible to get that off. And for those Air Max, I didn't take a chance on those. Now, Ross is definitely tripping. These were 80 bucks for a pair of 720s, super expensive. These were in the women's section. He's actually a men's size 7.5, so somebody probably was checking them out and just put them back in the women's side, but very expensive shoe. Alright, y'all, so we in the gym now, and every day before I get my workout started, I usually would start with just some cardio just so that I can like just get my blood flowing and just start to warm up a little bit. And I started just doing 5 minutes on the stepper, and now I'll do another 5 to 10 minutes doing some jump rope work. And I did both only for this day because I haven't done any jump rope work in a while, so I just wanted to, just keep my body just functional and just staying athletic, since that's super important to me. So just wanted to do some skipping really quickly, and then I started to do some squats. Now the thing with the squats, and this is something I'm definitely not going to recommend to everybody, this is something I've been doing for the past, it's going on just about a month, where I've been kind of doing this squat everyday challenge. Now I know for some of you guys that watch fitness channels on YouTube, I'm a huge fan of Mike Rashid, and he's been doing these squat everyday challenges just a few times a year, and he's actually doing one now. I think he's on like day 12 or day 13. And for me, I definitely was afraid of just doing squats because I was always afraid of injuring myself and just worried about bad form and stuff like that. So for me, I started incorporating the squat everyday challenge, mainly just so I can kind of break that fear of just being afraid of like just squatting heavy weight and stuff like that. And I'm still not to the point where I'm super comfortable squatting a ton of weight. As you guys can see, I started off with just using the bar, and then I worked my way up to something where I was more comfortable with. And the whole thing is not to push a ton of weight or do a bunch of sets. For me, it's more of like a mental challenge, just so that I can make sure that I'm doing something that I'm uncomfortable with, but I'm doing it every day, just so that I can become more comfortable with doing things that I'm uncomfortable with. That's why I always tell you guys that I always associate working out with business, because oftentimes we always have to challenge ourselves to do things that we're not comfortable with and just breaking out of our comfort zones. And for me, this is something that just kind of helped me progress when it came to that. So as you guys can see, I think the highest weight that I got up to was just a little bit over 200 pounds, maybe like a little over 250. I didn't want to get too crazy because today was more of an accessory day. I didn't do too many workouts. When I do usually go to the gym, I usually stay for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Today I was just in there for about 45 minutes, just wanting to, just get the blood flowing and just do more accessory work, like I said. So just wanted to do continue my squat everyday challenge. Went ahead and did some cable flies, and then I just ended things off by doing some pull-ups, and after that I was good to go with the gym. So it didn't take a ton of time, maybe about 45-50 minutes. I was in there, and I was in and I was out.
Speechless, tunnel vision, I'm keyed in, and my arms tied, I'm still sleeveless. It's like with a winner, cause you feel like you was losing, only for the winner. Move just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too cool to sweat it. For the winner, cause you feel like you was losing, only for bruh.
Alright, y'all, so we are back in the crib, and as you guys can see, my camera died while I was working out in the gym, but I still went to Burlington. So I'll just show you guys what I actually picked up, since I wasn't able to find too many things in Ross. I'll show you guys everything I found in Ross, because I did get some really good stuff in there. Alright, y'all, so let me just start off by showing you guys some of the stuff I picked up from Burlington. First up is this pair of Adidas Pro Model 2Gs, and I've been selling these fairly consistently. Every time I find them, they usually sell within a matter of days. I picked these up in a size 14, and the other ones I was selling were like a black and white colorway. This is the first burgundy one that I found, so hopefully this one sells in a decent amount of time. Size 14 isn't the best size, but it still should sell in a decent amount of time, and these are super popular right now. Super comfortable basketball shoe as well, so these shouldn't take too long to sell, hopefully. Next up was a really good pickup. This was a pair of all white Air Max 95s. I think these were $59.99. I think I took a picture of these on my phone, but not exactly sure. If I did take a picture of this, I'll make sure I add it in the video. But this one was a really clean pickup. These were selling for like maybe $130, $140 online. So this one should bring in some decent profit, especially since I picked it up for 60 bucks. And the funny thing about these is that I remember having a pair of these when I was in high school. So this definitely brought back some nostalgia. This one was in a size 9. I remember the one I had back in the day was like in a size 10. So it is what it is. These should bring in some good profit, and hopefully they sell pretty fast. Next up from Burlington was this pair of polo boots. Another super dope pair of boots. If this was a size 10.5, I would have absolutely kept this one. Picked this up for $50, and they're selling for just about anywhere between like $110 and $120 So like I said, I'm still going to be on the lookout for if I can find one in a 10.5 or an 11. These are in a size 10, but it is what it is. I'm definitely going to be listing these, and these should sell for no less than 110 on eBay. Next up, moving on to some of the Ross pickups. This was a pair of Vapormax 2019s in a size 5Y, and size 5Y is a 6.5 in women's, and I'll make sure I always put that in the description and in the title, because usually women would search youth sizes, and then, you know, just as long as you add the conversion, you will usually be able to sell it in a decent amount of time. These were selling for about 140, so I'm gonna list mine for around there as well, and I think I spent 50 bucks for those from Ross. This was also a Burlington pickup. This was a crazy pair. I think these were the LA Clippers colorway. I think this was $49.99 in Burlington. I've been seeing these sell for anywhere between like 130 to as high as 170. So I'll list mine somewhere in the middle and see how these do. Drop a comment if you guys are feeling these. I always loved up tempos, but this colorway is just a little too bright for me, and I'm definitely not a Clippers fan. So these shoes still dope in my opinion, but definitely not something I would want to keep. Now, in terms of the Ross clothing pickups, didn't grab too much pieces in terms of clothing lately. This is a Nike Sports Clash jacket, size small, 25 bucks. Really dope hoodie, 85 bucks on the retail tag, and it does have just some nice little Nike hits along the jacket, and on the back also has the nice big Nike logo on there as well. So really dope jacket. Definitely should be selling this anywhere between maybe 60 to 70 bucks for this jacket. Not a ton of profit, but I like selling dope stuff like this in the store. And last but not least, a hoodie that I picked up as well from Ross, $29.99 on the tag, and there was no actual retail price tag on this. I'm not sure if this purple dot means it might have some type of flaw on this one, so I'm gonna have to check it out, scope it out really intently, and make sure there's no problems with this one. But this one was super clean, really dope in my opinion. Pretty sure somebody would want to pick this one up, and after checking the comps, I seen these sell for as high as 100 bucks. So we'll see if I can shoot up to get to $100, but if not, it is what it is. Overall, really dope hoodie. You got the really big Just Do It spell out on the back. Kind of has some off-white vibes as well, but I mean, this definitely isn't off-white, but you guys know how Nike does. When they do collabs with other people, they usually just kind of take some of those ideas and bring it onto some of their other stuff, and that's clearly what they did with this hoodie. Alright y'all, that's all I got for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also drop a comment if you guys want me to start doing some more fitness related content on this channel. I'm going to start recording myself more, just bringing my camera with me and just kind of showing you guys some of my routine, just letting you guys know that I really do live the fitness lifestyle, and hopefully it's going to inspire a couple of you guys out there as well. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
For the winner, cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Move just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too